We've known for months that Kamala Harris has been unhappy with her standing in the Biden administration. Root causes of immigration, voting rights, space, all of those assignments were beneath her. She needs a really juicy project to sink her teeth into, and she may have found it with the abortion debate.
How dare they? How dare they tell a woman what she can do and cannot do with her own body? How dare they? How dare they try to stop her from determining her own future? How dare they?
But since then, nothing. She gave a commencement speech on Saturday, and so far this week, she's met with the Bulgarian prime minister and hawked discounted internet.
In the 21st century, access to the internet is essential for success. Every person in our nation, no matter how much they earn, should be able to afford high-speed internet.
If Joe Biden really wanted to raise Kamala's profile, he would unleash her on Roe. Instead, he's putting her on ice. Now, is this payback for Kamala standing him up over the student loan forgiveness video? Might be. She wouldn't appear in a video with the president on student loan forgiveness. Didn't want to go near that. Wanted to protect her left-wing flank. But what we do know is this: Liz Warren is lapping her. She's on every show you can imagine, positioning herself as the leading lib voice in the abortion debate. This was supposed to be Kamala's time to shine. But now, sadly, she's out in the cold. For more on what's going on, let's bring in Monica Crowley, former Assistant Secretary of the Treasury and the Monica Crowley podcast host. All right, Monica, what do you think's really going down here?
Well, you know, Jesse, for a Democratic president, what is the point of having a female vice president if she's not going to go out there and fight for abortion, right? So that tells me that Joe Biden and his team have essentially sidelined her on that issue. And she can't really be happy about that because, as you say, she gave one speech about it and then it completely dropped off. Look, Kamala Harris is a mess. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's in way over her head, and she has no support whatsoever. In fact, remember when sources close to Kamala, Jesse, which basically means Kamala, played the race card and said that if Joe Biden had a white dude as vice president, he'd be treated a lot better than her. So the shade war continues. But what's really interesting is because she's like in this constant state of nervous breakdown, the Democrats realize they've got a huge problem with her. She doesn't know what she's doing, and yet they can't easily get rid of her. And that's why you're seeing people like Elizabeth Warren identifying a real lane for themselves, not just on the progressive side, but even going forward for 2024 for the presidency and the vice presidency.
Do you think Liz Warren hates Kamala Harris, or do you think Kamala Harris hates Liz Warren?
Well, I'm not sure what the personal story there is, but I do think politics are running rampant here, Jesse. And I do think that Elizabeth Warren is picking up the torch on the abortion issue. She's leading the charge.
She's been strong.
And you and I talked about this. Yeah, absolutely. And you and I talked about her a couple of weeks ago on this show, where we identified the fact that she is really the prominent voice for the liberals, for the radical activist base. It's not so much AOC anymore, it's Liz Warren. Liz Warren has wanted to run for president. She's tried in the past and failed. And I do think there's a recognition that Joe Biden, there's no way, no sane person believes he is going to be the candidate in 24. He can't make it another 2 days, Jesse, never mind another 2 years. And very few people think it's going to be Kamala Harris because she's the most unpopular vice president in recent American history. So I think a lot of Democrats, like Liz Warren, are taking a survey of the political landscape on the Democratic side, and they see an opening for themselves.
I see a wide opening. I would agree with you guys there. And AOC, where's she been? That's a really good point. We're going to have to find out where Ocasio-Cortez has been hiding as well. Thank you so much, Monica Crowley.
You bet. Thanks, Jesse.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.